And welcome to a brand new edition of the Red Mountain Express. We are coming to you from Pepper Place at the new bar, Lumbar. We want to thank Tim Hightower, the owner, and his daughter Riley for hosting us. So if you hear a little background noise, that's the bar getting more lively than when we arrived.
Getting lit.
It is getting lit tonight, yeah. So I'm your host, Blake Westbrook. Joining me, as always, is Patrick Tucker. Matthew is still on sabbatical. He is in the North Pole looking for Santa Claus still.
Yeah, he's MIA.
He's MIA. So, Matthew, if you're listening, we miss you. Come home soon. But it's Christmas, man. You got your shopping done?
I wanted to call this the Christmas special.
It is the Christmas special.
It's our Christmas special. It's going to be
coming out. You want me to sing
out.
Silent Night?
Please don't.
No? Okay.
Yeah. Save that.
You got your shopping done?
Yeah. We're at that point of our marriage where my wife has pretty much shopped for all of her own Christmas presents.
Right.
And so I've bought her the one or two things that I'm actually going to purchase for her and give her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm all done.
Yeah,
she did all the shopping, so
she's
not, all done.
And we're going out of town this weekend to do Christmas stuff. And so tomorrow is like D-Day. I'm storming the beaches tomorrow.
You are going to be one angry person trying to go to the mall or wherever.
It's only have shopping for 3 people, okay. And it's like 2 grandparents or three grandparents, and that's not bad.
That's like one Target trip, which somebody told me they were at Target the other day and the power went out, and then like all of Birmingham was in there waiting in line trying to buy stuff.
Oh my God!
I would have just left.
No, I'll probably hit Macy's up. That's probably what I'll do.
Macy's is good.
Macy's is good.
Yeah, you can find something for that.
Yeah, I can drop off my Santa Claus letter too. So, speaking of that, I took my daughter to see Santa Claus.
How'd that go?
She's not a fan.
Yeah,
not a fan.
Do you have a great screaming, crying picture?
Yes, we have that, and then we have one of her just like staring forward. Basically, her thought process is, "This is going to damage me for the rest of my life, Mom and Dad."
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen.
But I'll tell you what, the Santa at the Brookwood Mall, and I'm sure he's a wonderful Santa Claus, but you could tell the Christmas season was wearing on him.
So I was actually just going to speak very highly.
He was
Brookwood Santa.
he was very, very good.
Yeah,
but you could just tell he was like he got up to get a drink of like his soda. He got up. He was just. You could just tell he was just ready.
Santa's wearing out.
But he was good.
So Liz took the boys to that Santa at Brookwood.
Well, that's why we went there, because Liz told us.
Yeah, and so they did their Santa thing, and there was only like one person in line behind them. And while they were waiting to like print out the pictures or pick out the pictures, he got back up and started talking to them again, and he actually started a snowball fight with them.
Really?
And so they were like throwing snowballs at Santa.
When was this?
This was maybe a week or so ago.
Yeah,
it was still a little early.
Yeah,
but it was great. I mean, they have some great pictures of it.
The line wasn't that long. He calmed her down, and we got one really good picture. So, all in all, it was our first time seeing Santa, so we were really excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, my week's been pretty good. I'm out off of work now till the end of Christmas.
I hate you.
I know, it's gonna be great. Like tomorrow, well, I got to do stuff tomorrow. Today, did some Christmas shopping at lunchtime. Went to Sam's Super Sandwiches. Have you ever been there?
I've been there many times.
It is. I mean, I've been there a couple times.
You're talking about Homewood, right?
Yeah, man. Got like the super cheeseburger.
Yeah, dude.
It was
so
and
good.
Sauce is good.
They have really great breakfast sandwiches too. I used to work literally walking distance across the street at Bite Size, and I would walk over there all the time to get lunch or breakfast sandwiches. So good, so healthy too.
Oh yeah,
really. Just
I mean, they handed me my burger, and like the way that you eat that burger is you take a bite and you wipe your mouth, and you take a bite and you wipe, because it's just so messy, but it's so good. But my wife always tells a story. She's from Homewood.
Yeah.
And she went and got her driver's license, and the first thing she did after got her driver's license that morning, she went to Sam's Super Sandwiches and got her breakfast sandwich and went to school.
Very, very nice. I was the same.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But good weekend. What about y'all? What did y'all do?
So the weekend I feel like we did a lot of things.
We
did hops and hymns for the church on Sunday. Down at Avondale Brewery. It was in their upstairs space, which is great event space for anybody planning an event. Yeah, that was a blast.
JD Baker was our entertainment. He did great.
He did great, and Blake was our MC.
Yeah,
ish. But it was a really good time. I think this was the 5th one or 6th one that we've done.
It was a packed house. It was great.
Best crowd we've ever had. So it was great events there. And then on, I guess it was the 18th was our number one fan's birthday.
It was
my sister's birthday. So we went over to my parents' house and we watched the UAB Cherry Bundy Boca Raton Bowl.
Hey, man, and they whooped.
Oh, man, they
Northern
smoked
Illinois.
them. Yeah.
First play of the game, they scored a touchdown.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I-
Xavier Ubosi went off. I mean, he had 7 catches for 227 yards and 3 touchdowns. That dude just went off.
That's ridiculous numbers.
It really is.
Look, man, I mean, they shut down that program 4 years ago. This is their second season back. 11 wins, a conference championship, a bowl win, their very first bowl win, I believe, ever. And then also, this was recently announced, but Bill Clark, and I'm sure that they were following our advice, was named the Eddie Robinson National Coach of the Year.
As he should have been.
I mean,
it shouldn't have even been, it should have been unanimous.
Yeah, I think that, he got that one. Today, Nick Saban was named the Walter Camp Coach of the Year.
Well, that's good.
And then somebody else today was named the AP Coach of the Year. And it was just like...
I think it was a couple of days ago, and it was the Notre Dame coach.
Yeah,
Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I hope, I'm going to make a prediction, they're going to get smoked by Clemson.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I can't stand Notre Dame, man. We're losing fans now because I'm saying that.
Yeah, sorry, but I don't understand that pick. I mean, they've had a pretty good season, but
they don't play in a conference.
They're not in a conference,
and they're Notre Dame. I mean,
you're supposed to win at Notre Dame, aren't you?
Right.
You're not supposed to win if you're Bill Clark at UAB, who didn't have a program 2 years ago, and you're winning your conference and a bowl game.
Look,
you should be the coach of the year, hands down. It shouldn't have even been a discussion. The AP should have been like, this dude.
Well, and let's talk about, you want to make comparisons of a program that's had this happen before. I mean, you look at SMU. They shut down that program after, this was for different reasons. SMU was basically a pro football team, monetary-wise. Was that documentary, The Pony Excess, which is an
great documentary.
Yeah, great documentary. But they shut down that program, and they were rebuilding for 15, 20 years afterwards. And really they haven't gotten back to where they were in the early 80s. So
and they probably never will.
They probably never will. Yeah. So because you have the demolition of the Southwest Conference, but you have a team that got shut down 4 years ago, just got back on their feet, and now 11 wins, conference championship.
Yeah. So mad props to Bill Clark. Congratulations.
And he signed a new deal, and he's going to be here forever.
Which is also awesome. I mean, that's great for the city of Birmingham. That's great for UAB. I think that's a great deal all the way around. I hope he wins several championships while he's there.
I hope he does too. So, do we want to? Let's take a break.
Let's take a break,
and we'll grab. You're gonna grab another ginger ale. I'm gonna grab another pilsner they have at the bar, and we'll be back with the second half of the show. Beecham Woodworks is a locally owned and operated wood shop in Birmingham, Alabama, specializing in custom furniture and small home goods. Chris and K&M Beecham create a wide variety of unique pieces of all sizes, ranging from cutting boards to farmhouse tables. Using wood sourced from Alabama sawmills, Beecham Woodworks creates affordable, quality pieces that will be a one-of-a-kind fixture for your home. So support your local woodworker and visit redmountainexpress.com/woodworks or check them out on their Facebook and Instagram accounts. Beecham Woodworks, turning your house into a home. Welcome back to the second half of the Christmas episode of the Red Mountain Express.
From the Lumbar.
And I'm going to tell you what, it sounds like they're making some good drinks up there.
I'm watching them, and I'm pretty jealous.
We walked in here, and there's nobody here. And you're like, it's kind of empty, and they turned down the music for us, and then the bar got packed. But it's really not bad. I mean, for those who've never been here, this is a really cool bar because they have a spot where you can study, or
they call this the incubator.
The incubator.
Yeah.
So we're incubating right now.
We are.
Yeah. So
we have a giant whiteboard.
There's a whiteboard
us.
that we probably should use to put our stories up there.
Absolutely.
We can just turn around and say, "Hey, that's what we're talking about."
What we're talking about now.
Yeah. So check out Lumbar if you're ever around Pepper Place. It's a great bar. So let's get to the news real quick. As many of you may know, the Birmingham City Council had 2 vacancies happen after the recent elections. And they have made some appointments to this city council. The first appointment was made for District Seat 1, and it's going to be Clinton Woods. You may kind of find that name familiar. It's the son of Chris Woods, who is a contractor, former wide receiver, and who also ran for mayor against Woodfin and Mayor Bell. And he is going to be the new city councilman for that district. So he's a young guy.
Yeah, he is. I think it's an interesting pick. I think this will work out well, hopefully.
Yeah, and that's LaShonda Scales' seat.
Right.
So that's who's
she
taking
went to the
county commission,
Jefferson County Commission.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you what, I do like the fact they're gonna go with someone young. He's runs a general contracting firm, so he's a business owner. Can kind of give you that insight of that expertise of business. So that's good. The second appointee to the city council is Crystal Smitherman. That name may sound familiar to you as well. It's Circuit Court Judge Carol Smitherman and Senator Roger Smitherman's daughter. She recently served as the campaign manager for Mark Petway, who was elected sheriff recently over longtime sheriff Mike Hale. So I think she's still in law school.
Yep.
She's young as well. So 2 young additions to the city council. I like going, let's have young folks on the city council. Gives a new perspective. So time will tell, and I think they'll hold the seats until the elections come up the next time around. Right?
Yes, whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, I think I like these picks. They're both, like you said, they're both young. They've both been around Birmingham, and have experienced the city from different perspectives. So I think these will be good appointees, and we'll see how they do.
Yeah, and I think there was some contention over the last few weeks trying to get these appointments made. Not particularly these 2, but I think they had some ideas of other folks. They couldn't come to an agreement, and I think these 2 candidates they came to an agreement on, which is good, and that's what you want on the city council, is people you can get along with. So we'll keep you updated, tell you how they do, and hopefully they'll do a good job in their new roles. They're making some good drinks up there.
They're definitely mixing up some drinks right now. So I think you were about to go into this story, which is
so sad story.
I'm not sure that it is.
Okay, so
let's Brat has closed,
at
least for the season. They've said there was a letter published to their website, I think, and to maybe Instagram and some other places, that from the owner, who is David Kerrigan, who also owns Kerrigan's, I believe.
Right.
They basically said we're closing for the season, and then they actually posted a sort of feedback survey to try and get feedback on what did you really like about Brat. What would you want to see if it were to reopen in the spring? I think basically it sounded to me like the decision was the excessive probably overhead costs of keeping it open during the winter.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, the place is basically it was built as a greenhouse originally. It used to be Plant Odyssey.
Well, and it's huge.
It's big, and that's part of it. And there's a lot of outdoor space, which is probably not going to be used that well in the winter when it's 50 degrees outside or 30 degrees outside and rainy
and misty.
Yeah, like it is tonight. So I think it's an interesting decision. I don't love this decision. I would, personally, I kind of feel like if it's merely a cost savings thing, then to me that's kind of one of those things you budget for as a business owner, and you try to make ends meet during the sort of the lean months. But if they want to be sort of a seasonal place, it's interesting. I think it sucks mostly for the staff that isn't working.
Yeah,
there.
They let go most of their staff.
I think they let go all of their staff.
Yeah, I liked Brat. I
did too.
I thought the food was excellent. I love the beer selections. I love the atmosphere. But, the overhead, it's a huge, enormous place. The overhead had to be excessive. And it's also, it was a bar that also served food too. So, you were dealing with 2 different, types of hospitality. So, I don't know. I just think that when you see something like this happens, it usually turns out to be more permanent.
I personally doubt that this is permanent. I really think this was done purely from a cost savings perspective for the winter. It's going to be cold. We don't want to have to heat it. We don't want to have to pay our staff. We'll just shut down until the spring. We'll bring it back. We'll open it up with probably the same concept, and maybe slightly different food or slightly different
beer selection.
I don't think they'll change the beer selection up that much. I think they might change the menu a little bit.
Yeah.
And make it more of a place that sort of you could. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, this is what it said, and it's in the open letter from the owner. This one little sentence: "We hereby extend a sincere offer to hear your personal experiences, how you perceive the concept and space while we were open, and what you might like to see if we were to reopen in the spring.
Which to me tells me that they're planning to reopen in the spring.
Yeah.
And you're
I
thinking
hope
they're
they
done.
do. I sincerely hope they do.
Well, I will tell you this. If they don't, someone else will.
Yeah.
And
it's a great concept.
I think as successful as they were, and I mean, it's a great space with the indoor-outdoor space, which Birmingham has lacked over the years. I think we've gotten a lot more of it recently because people have been to places like Nashville or Atlanta, and everywhere has a patio, indoor-outdoor space. So I just think they're going to have to learn how to deal with the challenges of weather and the expenses of that, and then. But I think it'll be back, or else somebody else will put a new concept in there, and I think it'll do great because it's a great space.
Yeah, and I don't think they went out of business because no one liked it, because I've been there when it was packed.
It was packed every time I went there.
Right. So hopefully they can handle some of their overhead costs and open back up, and we'd love to see them back in the spring. I'll certainly be back there.
So I laughed at this story
because we're gonna cover this again, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, one, we're gonna talk about it again.
Hey man,
two,
till there are players on the field. And even then, we're going to cover this story.
So, but what I was laughing at is Blake brought in a printout of the Birmingham Holds ceremonial groundbreaking. But he printed out the one from the Dome.
Yeah, 2009.
Back in 2009, where was that Langford?
Yeah. Well, the reason why I did this. All right. So first, let's talk about the background of this story. So the BJCC Stadium, they finally broke ground, like legit broke ground. They unveiled new renderings, which look even better than the last renderings.
They look great.
I mean,
really, really good.
There's an upper deck on one side. There's not one on the other side, but it's tiered in a way that you really can't. It doesn't look like it's uneven.
Right.
But also, it looks like it provides room for maybe some expansion
for
at
growth,
some point.
Yeah,
so that's good. They actually had a groundbreaking. The stadium will seat between 45 and 55, like we've always talked about. They had.
That's a good number.
That's a good number.
I mean, if UAB were to play there, which I think
they will, they have a lease on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of probably the biggest stadium in Conference USA. I would think.
I would say so. Yes.
Probably by far.
I think it's bigger than Vanderbilt Stadium.
Well, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a really good sized stadium.
Yeah.
That's great for like a bowl game, which.
Yeah. Which got a sponsor for the first time.
The Birmingham Bowl.
The Jared Birmingham Bowl.
Yeah, the Jared Jewelers.
Yeah.
Is now the sponsor of the Birmingham Bowl. So
he went to Jared and then went to the bowl game.
Yeah, and got a nice football.
Sidetrack on the way here today, or this evening. I was coming down 31, and a bunch of police cars were coming by, and I thought it was like a presidential motorcade. No, the Memphis Tigers were probably headed to
the Birmingham Bowl.
They were headed to the Galleria, I would guess, for Dave and Buster's.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Or they're staying at the Sheraton or whatever.
Down there, yeah. So anyway, but anyway, the stadium, they did groundbreaking. They had, the mayor was there. They had the BJCC president was there. They had the city council, the Jefferson County Commission. I mean, all portions of city government were there working together. County government was there working together to make sure this deal got done. The reason why I brought up this other article was we had a groundbreaking in 2009 too for the Dome.
Yep.
But the only the reason why I did this is that I saw a comment on the story. It's like, oh, we've been here before. They broke ground before. It never happens. Well, yeah, but you know what the difference is? That the financing's there.
This one's funded.
This is funded. The financing's there. This is happening.
I remember when Larry Langford did this, and it was a complete joke. It was like, we'd like to build a dome. We're thinking about putting a tax, or maybe they're past a tax or something for it, which I think we're still paying. Which isn't paying for a dome. They like passed the tax, and then they're like, yeah, we're gonna break ground. I was like, for what? You have no plan, like, no actual plans to build a dome. This time they did it the right way. Yeah. We actually have plans. There's financing in place.
Yeah, and they're taking care of concerns that were there, like they're doing the revitalization fund for neighborhoods. So this is one of those collaborative efforts that you do not see in city government, especially in the city of Birmingham recently, or at least in the history of Birmingham. And so this is actually happening, and I was actually had to go to a meeting kind of near where the stadium and everything is.
Yeah.
Just to forewarn you, they have closed every damn road over there, so you got to go around.
Yeah, just go around.
Speaking of closures, they're closing the interstate between the BJCC and downtown.
Yeah.
So that hold those bridges. Now those bridges are 50 years old. They need to be replaced, but for 14 months, starting in January.
It's going to be a red-hot mess.
I don't have to go
for
that way.
a year.
Yeah. A buddy
And
of mine,
I don't have to go that way either.
well, a buddy of mine that I
thankfully.
work with, he takes that way every single day, and he was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was like,
Go around.
you're gonna go down Findlay and then come down Caraway Boulevard, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know. I mean,
Good luck, commuters.
good. Yeah. Merry Christmas or Happy New Year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. So what, you got Christmas plans this year before we sign off?
Well, my parents always have a big Christmas Eve party.
I'll be there.
Hopefully, you'll be there.
Oh no. No. My parents are coming into town to babysit specifically for this thing.
That's fantastic.
Look,
So,
man, I'm sorry.
so
it's the
that's our
gumbo.
big thing, and then we'll probably do Christmas Day back in my parents' house. So we're staying local, not doing anything too crazy.
That's
Be
good.
excited, have Santa come visit, and I can't wait to play with toys and do things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to Coffee County, Elba, where my dad's from, on South Alabama,
I was gonna say, where is
South-
Elba?
south of Troy.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna go there on Saturday.
Mr. Geography.
Yeah. We're gonna go down there on Saturday and visit with my grandparents. And then on Sunday we're gonna go to Demopolis. That's West Alabama, Marengo County,
Awesome.
west of Tuscaloosa. How about that?
Never been there.
Better. Look, man, it's a great town. They have Christmas on the river. It's awesome. Yeah. So we're gonna go there on Sunday, and then Sunday night my parents are gonna take our daughter over for a few hours, and I'm going to a Christmas party. Having some
Fantastic.
gumbo and some jambalaya. I'm looking forward to it, man.
All right.
It's the highlight of my year.
Me too.
Yeah. So that's been our show. Are we going to be back before the beginning of the year?
I don't know if we'll be back next week or not.
Yeah.
We'll see.
If we are not back by next week, we will see you in 2019. We wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas. And Matthew, please come home from the North Pole. I know Santa is putting you to work making toys, but at some point you gotta leave, man. You gotta come back and see us.
And again, special thanks to the Lumbar for hosting us here tonight. This place is getting packed. Come check it out.
Yeah.
It's a cool spot.
Right. Well, for Patrick Tucker, I'm Blake Westbrook. Remember, you can go to redmountainexpress.com. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and as well Facebook. Merry Christmas from all of us here. We will see you next week. If not, we'll see you in 2019.